Okay, everybody. Last time, you guys were in this horrific, terrifying dreamscape of Casimir. You guys struggled against a number of I call them a nightmare scenario, isn't even like figurative here. They were the individual nightmares and fears of these individuals, and you helped kind of pry them away from the grip of this instinctual kind of terror that was there. And as we had left off, you guys had basically helped resolve the last of these nightmares that you could. And we now pick up with you guys sort of feeling this pull. You're familiar with it. It's the pull of moving through dreams. Only this one, it's like a kick. It's like a true sort of fall, a rush, like a. None of you have been on a roller coaster, but if you had, you would understand. It's like a similar feeling as you find yourselves suddenly back in the realm of the waking world. There's kind of like the dim light. Where did you guys even start this ritual? Oh man, now I can't remember that. Somebody fill that one in for me. You guys started this.
I don't know. Did we move a bunch of tables aside and like drink some tea and stuff? And
Yeah,
I think so too.
Like
so
pass out together.
Yeah, I think that's true. Okay, that's what I remember, but wanted to make sure. So you guys wake up in Folia's sort of makeshift parlor, I guess, workspace. What she's kind of got in the cellar of the farm out here. And you all stir at your own pace. Maybe some of you more quicker, more quickly, more slowly. I don't know, Sharp. I have no idea what your experience is. I don't know if you're not used to dreaming, so I don't know if it's quick and easy for you, or if you sort of linger in that dream space that you normally can't feel. But
Sharp has gone into a coma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
you know that feeling when you haven't
gotta go
slept in
never
a
wakes
while.
up.
You gotta go into her dream and save her now.
Good.
But you all eventually come to, and even Wolf, everybody's there. Folia, Pickle, everyone is in there, and there is a look of relief on Folia's face, and she sort of stands, kind of steadies herself on her staff as she's sort of still kind of waking up a little bit, and just says, "Well done, everyone. Let me know when you've gathered your senses."
Well, as I'm waking up, I'm gonna kind of like look immediately for my brother among these people and see how he's doing.
He is awake. He awoke quickly, as almost as he's a light sleeper. He's used to like protecting guard duty and all that stuff. So he's awoken quickly, and he's looking to you actually.
Yeah.
So he meets your gaze, and he just goes, "How did it go?" Well,
And, I just definitely dust myself off. The dreamscape is not a very unfamiliar place to me, but I had a very upsetting experience on my last dream, last person. So I kind of pick myself up and kind of sidle up to him, and I say, we saved them. Most of them.
Nods. He goes, "That is good. The Pickle and I, we made sure that none of the shadows snuck past." And he leans in a little bit, and he's just like, he's a very, very good warrior, that little one. Most impressive.
I think I'm just gonna chuckle, in that nervous laughter kind of way, where you're not sure what to say to something, and go, doesn't look like he could fight much like you, brother.
And he kind of goes, No, He is small, yes, but I have never seen such a keen eye other than my own. None of the creeping shadows escaped his sight, and no fear took root in his heart. He is a formidable ally in such a place.
And she says, so, well, good. Sounds like you, did just fine. You are fine, right?
And he
don't
looks at
feel-
you. He looks at you as you're kind of mumbling through this, and he goes, "What of you, sister? You look shaken."
We'll talk about it later. Is that okay?
And he kind of reaches out and gives you a pat and a nod.
That's me.
How's everybody else awakening here in the room?
Panicked. Elvis is pretty shaken from
Okay.
seeing Casimir so destroyed and miserable, and I think it's still lingering on him. So I would assume Albus is probably waking up, and if he could have a cold sweat, would have a cold sweat. Hyperventilating, a little bit freaking out.
Okay.
Just be like, Elvis, how you doing? You okay over there? It's over. We're awake.
No, I'm not okay. Everything I saw, I can't shake it. It felt so real.
I think underscores how urgent it is that we get to Casimir, but this was valuable. We helped people, and we learned something today, I think, about the nature of what's happening, and it's only going to serve us down the road.
It just solidified my fears, my worries of what is taking place there, and now I don't know what to expect. Is it going to be worse? Will it be any better?
I think we would do a disservice if we didn't plan for the worst. I'm sorry to say, but we learned something today, and we'll be ready. And I think the next step is we're gonna head out. So we're almost there, friend.
Did I see my dad, or did other people see my
Yes,
dad?
you saw your
Saw
dad.
your dad.
I did.
You
see
did
my
end
dad.
up in that same space, yes.
Okay.
That same nightmare space,
Okay.
yeah.
And then afterwards,
I just-
Roz had you go up, and then you found out that it wasn't really his face. Remember, it was kind of like a ditto of sorts. Where it was
Oh
like,
yeah, it was distorted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Dream dad.
It was a memory in many ways.
Yeah.
A dream memory, in which case it's not quite accurate.
Okay. I'll say to Steve, I can't shake what I saw. My father, I haven't seen him in years, and it didn't look like him. It felt like him, but it didn't look like him. And I worry that I'm losing my connection with my tribe, my people, and my family.
Vincent, if it didn't look like him, that makes sense, right? Because it's the memory that we were in of somebody else, not.
Yeah.
So I might say, like, well, that's when you think back on your father Albus, is his face clear in your memory, or are you saying that is faded now as well?
Something feels missing. Something feels lost almost, and I was worried about going back home when it was in a more normal state, and now with this added calamity that's in there, I don't know.
I understand. Well, let's gather with the rest of the group, and we can talk about next steps. I'm with you.
Okay. Albus is gonna kind of stumble a little bit to his feet, still a bit shaken up, and join Steve.
Gunnulf would wake up in a rush and try to find the citizen that we kind of failed to save.
Oof.
So you run off.
Mhm.
So before we get to you, Sharp, Rosalind, anything in particular?
I think Sharp is like being a little slow, just doing that whole transition that she's not used to. So I think she's moving to a little bit slower and just like dealing with that transition.
Okay.
Roz was going to sit up straight like the Undertaker abruptly, and then suggest to Gunnulf that he go check on the patient that was not saved, but he's already gone.
Mm.
So she would at least try and see if she could get Folia to examine the other patients that we did seemingly help, to see what changes there have been in their status.
Okay. And as Gunolf, you go to you leave the cellar. You can see your old mentor, Dr.
Mhm.
Caius. He is actually leaving the barn as though he's in a rush, and he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, Gunolf, come! They're starting to wake up. Whatever you did." And he's already ushering you over.
Mhm.
And he even says, "Get Miss Hagsbane, come!" And then he kind of just rushes back into the barn. And if you kind of follow him in there, I assume you do, or you
Mhm.
gonna
Mhm.
okay. You can see that like a lot of the kind of individual stalls in the barn, the doors are open now, and you can see some of the people that you now recognize from the dreamscape. They obviously look a little different. They've been sort of laid out, and they don't have like a lot of their armor and other stuff on. And you can even see that the one wolf folk, his ear that had been bleeding in the dream has since been like stitched shut and everything like that. So like it's clear time has passed. They look a little bit more frail, sickly, but they are awakened. They are kind of stumbling or leaning up against the doors. Some of them in different states. And Dr. Caius is just trying to check each one of them out. He's sort of looking at their pupils, asking them how they've been. There is a distinct lack of any goblin walking about that you see. And if you head towards one of the stalls and open it, you will see that there is still the unmoving body of a goblin laying in the bed. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to check up on him and see if there's any sort of reaction or kind of like do like the whole fever, like dabbing like water over the face, trying to get some kind of reaction out of him.
As you
Tr-
approach him and look at his face, you can see certain signs. Make me like a God. There's no medicine check. An insight. Make me an insight check here.
It's a 6. It's doubles.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and because I have training and might as well while we're at it to get the Fabula point. So I'm gonna spend a Fabula point to re-roll medicine check. Yeah. Gonna spend and declare and then re-roll it again. All right, 10.
So, firstly, it is obvious that he is dead. There's no pulse, there's no movement, or anything of the sort. Any reaction that you try to elicit from him gets you nothing, unfortunately. What you also notice is that he seems to have died in a very, let's call it a fitful state. You notice that there are some scratches on the sort of wooden bed, the kind of bed. I mean, there's a bed and there's like a mattress and whatnot on it, but on the sides of it where his hands had been, you can see some scratch marks. The expression on his face looks very, very strained, almost fearful. He, if you had to guess, died in a very, very, say, terrified or agitated state.
Mhm.
But he is no longer with the living.
Well, I'd like to do what I can to make him look more peaceful. Perhaps close the eyes and rest the features a little bit, because he doesn't deserve to go into the long quiet night afraid or looking afraid.
Okay. So you start destroying the crime scene. No, I can't. So you sort of close his eyes, which were sort of locked open in a rather terrified state. And you try to sort of put his arms in a more peaceful position and things like that. You do what you can.
Mhm.
And it isn't long before Dr. Caius comes to see what you're doing, as he notices that you're not with the others.
Mhm.
And he just goes, oh, is he no longer with us, Gunolf?
No. There's a lot of things that we need to talk about, how things happened, but I was there when it turned for the worst in his dream. And I feel like I did the wrong thing and this is my fault.
And he kind of comes down next to the bed, puts a hand on your shoulder, and looks over the goblin to a certain degree as well, and says, you know, Gunolf, one of the things you learn, especially in a job like this, is you can't save everyone. Some are beyond your skill, beyond what fate has decided for them. You can only do your best. And he kind of gives you a reaffirming grip on the shoulder as best he can. He goes, there are a lot of far healthier people out here, thanks to whatever it is you and your friends did. Try not to dwell on this one. He may have been beyond anybody's skill.
I just wish I gave him the time. We were so rushed. It was clear that he needed more time, but we were so against the wire that if we didn't do what we could fast, I don't know how many we could have saved.
And yeah, he just gives you a nod, and he hears you out. But he just says, you mustn't dwell on such things, Gunolf. Please. I've lost my fair share of people in my time too.
I know we don't have the stuff for the dreams, or do we still have the stuff like the tokens in the dreams? Have we come out of the dreamscape with them?
You have not. They were never real to begin with, okay? You were in a dream.
Whoa! What? Because I was gonna be like, I'll put the key on his chest, but don't have that. So
I'll tell you what. If you look around, it wouldn't be hard. There is a bag in the room with him, and it does appear to have a lot of his personal effects.
Mhm.
You can look through it if you wanted to.
I feel like that's a little sacrilegious there.
Okay.
We're not looting the dead body. We're not D&D.
Loot the corpse.
We're still heroes.
But yeah, so there's at least a bit of a commotion amongst all the others as they're stirring and awakening. What's everybody else want to do as far as does everyone else want to go towards the barn? Do people still want to Folia will start heading up towards the barn herself. She grabs Pickle before she does, but yeah. But you guys are welcome to stay and figure out your own thoughts, sort through them in her little place.
There's a I want to see, if especially because I came in with the sort of quote unquote expert opinion on the nature of terror. Want to see if we succeeded. So I will probably nudge Wolf's side and say we should go see if what state they're in, and if they've woken up or if they're still dreaming.
Okay. Wolf nods and he follows you out. I guess, is there anybody that wants to stay behind in the cellar, or is everyone going to go along? Albus,
I'm ready for the next station. Oh.
I'm gonna stay behind and look after the people for a little bit.
No. I mean, do you want to stay in the cellar, or do you want to go look after the people? Like,
look after the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So everybody heads to the barn. Yeah, everyone heads to the barn.
Stay here and hang out.
Hey, if you want to sort your thoughts out, that's fine. No judgment. But yeah, so all of you head over to the barn, and similar scene to what I described for Gunolf. The different people that you guys now recognize from the dreams, they're all kind of awake in their own kind of different states of understanding or strength. There is some of them are still like sitting back in their beds trying to like gather their thoughts and clear their heads. Some of them are standing up, trying to kind of just looking around, trying to like move, trying to work out the kinks. Like there's definitely a great deal of confusion with them, and they don't really seem to recognize any of you. But there is like a look of like, maybe deja vu to a certain degree, as you guys all approach and meet their gaze. But none of them immediately, they're like, hey, who are you? None of them do anything like that. They all seem really out of it. Like they've awoken from like a really long nap, and they're just like, what is going on? Is there any of them in particular that you guys want to approach or talk to? You guys can see that there is one missing person, the goblin, and Gunolf is also absent, unless you look for him. Then they're together. Yeah. Like, well, they're in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're all awake. That's good. That means we've succeeded in some way. Although I am personally, as Kestrel, curious to see what happened to the other one. So I'm probably going to go look for Gunolf and the other corpse. Okay. Or sorry, I don't know he's a corpse yet. But
you soon learn. Like yes, you soon learn that he is indeed a corpse. But yes, when you kind of go into the stall that he was being kept in, you do see that he is indeed no longer alive. And Gunolf is in there kind of looking after the body.
Mourning.
And Dr. Caius kind of gives him a pat on the shoulder and says, I've got to keep looking after the others. I'll be back. And he excuses himself as he passes you, Kestrel, and he goes to check on some of the others still.
Yeah, I step up to Gunolf's side and I look down at what is probably obviously a dead body, but I'll still ask, is he dead?
Yeah. What happened in the dreamscape is, I feel so guilty. He was in jail and he had the key, but he was terrified to use it. terrified of what was going on, and we were sitting there trying to reassure him it was all right, but we were so against the clock that we unlocked it for him and we took him out, and he disappeared, and I think he died in that instant. And it's like, if I had just given him more time, if I had listened to him, if I had given him courage to use the key himself and save himself, but
I'm gonna place my hand on your shoulder and say, it's not your fault, Ganolf. He would have fallen to this fate if we had not tried, but you tried. That's all. How are you supposed to know what facing against terror was like? I'm sorry I wasn't there to try to help you, but it's not your fault.
Yeah, I know. And perhaps there might have been a better way, and there might have been a way for us to save them all. But we were so against the clock that I can't help but feel bad that he's the one that we couldn't save.
Hester will nod, and then she will look down at the goblin, and she'll ask, did he keep the gods? Could you tell? Did he keep the gods? Yeah.
The gods.
Was he religious?
Oh, I have no idea, actually. I don't know. I mean, we there wasn't much time for us to get to know the guy. I suppose we could take a look at his stuff, but that also seems like something we should just ship to his family and with our
Maybe.
condolences.
But I only ask because if he kept the gods, then his soul would be claimed.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, maybe his soul is still here. Maybe if it would get you closer, we could try to talk to him if his soul still lingers.
Yeah, maybe. It'd be if he's still here, then maybe I can just apologize or something. I don't. But if he's with the gods, then he's already in a better spot than here anyway. So yeah, we can try.
And there's some movement at the door.
Okay.
Wolf was there, but you see Wolf kind of move aside, and the wolfkin that you guys had met in the dream kind of comes around the corner, and he looks in, and there's a bit of a crestfallen look on his face, and he just says, "Oh, you Hixby. Oh, he didn't make it, did he?" And he kind of looks up at Wolf, who's very tall, but then kind of comes in to like look at him, and he goes, I don't understand what happened, but is he dead?
Yeah. He was harder to save than he was probably the hardest for us to save, and fortunately we just didn't have the time to save him. I wish
you saved us. You're why we woke up.
Yeah, my team, everybody here, and yeah, we all had a part to play in helping you guys wake up.
Hester will tilt her head and ask, do you remember any of it?
And he kind of like holds his head in like his ear, and you can see he kind of is feeling everything. He goes, I don't know how long I've been out, but I know that we were sick, all of us. Some of us would fall asleep and we weren't waking up. We tried to stay up. We got here. The kobold had a cart. And he just goes, I don't know. I'm sorry. You all look a little familiar, but I don't know you, do I?
Kestra will just sort of shake her head.
And he just says, if you saved me, I am thankful. If you could not save Hixby, it is okay. He is in a better place then. And he kind of leans down and puts a hand and kind of pats the shoulder of the dead goblin.
Kestra will ask him, did he keep the gods?
And he says, he did. I did not know he was in Casimir at the time. Only after everything happened. He is good folk, this goblin, but many don't trust him or his kind. He traveled often between both sides of the wall. He was a hunter, kept to himself, but he had adopted our gods in the north. He longed for a people, for a pack. We traders and merchants, we did our best to be that for him, but he preferred. I think he was scared sometimes to be around others. It is a shame that this has happened. But maybe he has finally found the pack he was looking for now. I hope.
Kestra will say, I don't know much about your gods, but you are from the north,
He
right?
nods. He nods, yeah.
And I'll look to Gunnolf, and I will say, your relatives are from the north also, right?
Is a little distracted with the thing, and he'll just kind of with Bixby, but then he'll kind of shoot up. Is like, oh yeah, I'm descended, I think, from someone in your tribe. God, it's
He
been
looks
so
at
long.
he looks at you as you say that,
Mhm.
even just saying like his tribe, and he goes, "Well, there are many tribes, my friend, many people, many towns, but you, yes." He kind of takes in your features a little bit, and he goes,
Mhm.
Well, can I? Well, how are you all here? What has happened?
What a question.
Huh.
That's not important. We journey north also, make some stops along the way.
You do. I am sorry. And he kind of stands up, and he kind of tries to like straighten his shirt, like make himself a little presentable. And he goes, I am Eric. I am a merchant from the north. Although I left some years ago, if you do indeed wish to go north, I can. I might be able to help. But I should warn you, it is more dangerous these days than it has been in some time.
Do you remember the dream you were having? The war in it under the cart?
And there's maybe a flash of recognition on his face for a second. And he sort of strains and he goes, maybe? I don't know. It's all very fuzzy.
Do you think that was the dream? Was that what the North is like, or was that what Casimir was like?
And
Do you know?
there's a bit of a silence that settles over him. And he just says, I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe we can discuss this later. And he kind of gets quiet and he kind of nods, but he kind of like tries to be polite, but he kind of then moves past Wolf, who kind of gets out of his way as he leaves.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love to talk about it later. Please,
and if you speak up, he'll stop as he leaves. He goes, "Yes, sorry, I and he just nods and he kind of goes to leave.
Uh-oh. Trauma.
The rest of you guys, are any of you checking in on any people in particular?
Roz would nudge Albus
Okay.
and say, if you're feeling up to it, it might be worth talking to the one whose totem led us to some version of your father. See how he knew him, maybe if he remembers anything about what kind of shape he was in the last he saw him. Would love to find a bit of good news right now to find out that at least the last time this individual saw your father, he was doing okay. It might give us something to help you look forward as we go to a place that doesn't have a lot to look forward to.
He'll look down at Roz and acknowledge and say, I think that's a good idea. I agree. Let us find them.
Okay. It's not hard to find them. They are currently sitting on the kind of bed in the little stall. The kind of reddish brown scaled kobold. And as you guys walk in, he kind of looks up at all of you and he just sort of says, hello, do I know you? Or I'm sorry, it's all rather confusing, all of this.
I'm gonna kneel down next to them and tell them, I don't know if you'll remember me, but you may know somebody that I am looking for. Have you seen someone who looks like me before? Someone who may be a bit stout? Maybe wearing a leather apron?
And he kind of looks at you, and at first there's a bit of confusion on his eyes, and then as you describe the leather apron and everything, there's maybe a bit of recognition before he goes, I've met a number of tiger folk. Maybe you could be more specific.
The tiger folk I'm looking for is someone who works with metal. They're a blacksmith. Did you see anyone like that in Casimir?
And he kind of gets quiet a bit, and he goes, I may know. Why do you ask?
Well, the man is my father, you see, and I have experienced something that I need to get some kind of comfort in knowing that they're okay. When was the last time you saw somebody like this?
And you can tell from the way, especially when you say that he's your father, there's a certain amount of his face that just drops, and he just goes, I'm sorry. I think I may have killed him. I didn't mean to, but I was. I'm. I'm sorry. I'm a trap maker, and your father was helping me build some things, some metals, and everything was very confusing. There was these people, these things were attacking us, and I. I'm sorry. I used some of my devices, and a lot of people got hurt. Your father amongst them.
Albus's stomach flipped upside down. There's a look of immediate anger, but then kind of sadness that goes over his face, and contemplates a little bit on what was just said, and then places his paw on the shoulder of the cobalt. He goes, I understand that what you did was not under your control, but I need to know, are you sure that you killed him?
And he kind of goes, I don't. Last I saw, he was on the ground. I'm sorry. I had to. It was all very confusing, and so much. I ran. I am ashamed to say that I ran as fast as I could. I don't know. I don't know. Please, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Albus's paw kind of tightens a little bit more on his shoulder and tries to give some kind of consolence to him, but is also very torn inside about confronting the person that may have killed his father. I think, Roz, you can see this on me.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of holding himself back. He hasn't said anything yet.
Roz will step forward a little bit because she's just been, a few steps off, just watching this unfold. And she'll say, "You probably know me enough to know that I'm not the false hope type. But what we saw in his dream was your father was still alive. And if he ran off," and she's going to look in his direction and be like, "which is understandable given what you were facing. I'm not trying to cast blame. There's a chance."
And Albus won't look at you, but he'll nod in agreements, kind of holding back emotions, and then look back at the cobalt again and tell them, "I don't blame you for what you did. What happened was not your fault."
I will do whatever I can to make it up for you. I don't want the last thing that I do to be this. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, please. And he kind of grabs your clothes a little bit and kind of tugs at them. He goes, anything I can do, please. I will help.
Well, that's much too happy for this.
Albus is kind of holding back a little bit more and just says, I right now I just need you to rest. You've gone through a lot, and I know you will make it up to me someday. You will make it up to my father, but right now we just need to worry about you and your other companions.
And he kind of pulls himself off of you a little bit. He goes, okay. And he just kind of starts bawling a little bit and trying to hold himself together, but he's not doing a very good job, unfortunately.
Albus is just going to kind of stand up, take his paw off of his shoulder, and is just mulling over everything that was just said, and is a bit emotional himself a little bit. He's starting to go through it.
As we maybe separate from this, I was gonna say sniveling piece of shit. It's kind of mean. He's been through a lot. So we'll, yeah, out of earshot of him.
You
Out of
just
earshot
say
of
that,
him.
right? Yeah, right. Say that to his face.
Or
right?
to his face
This
at this
guilt
point.
racked man. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Uh-huh.
As maybe I know there's not a huge gap between this, but as we maybe head back towards the rest of the group, she'll just say to Albus, I don't know if I'm, maybe I'm overstepping. What we saw in that dream seems to have been real, which means two things. It means your father was still trying to protect people as long as he was possibly able to, and that things were even worse in your hometown than we thought they were. I was hoping for potentially something better to have come of that, and instead I think that may have made things worse. All I am asking is that keep the thoughts of your father protecting people in your head for these next few hours until we can get there and sort it out ourselves.
Albus going to look over at Roz and acknowledge what she has said, and also add, this is what I feared the most of what was going to come of going to this place, and I know my father is a strong man, but there's only so much he can handle. I can't be in here anymore. I can't be around these people. I need to go. And he's going to start making his way for the door.
Okay. Nobody stops you from leaving, at least as far as the people I have control over at this game. I don't know. Steve wants to tackle you to the ground. I can't stop him.
No,
Get back here,
man,
you
he
bitch.
needs some space. He needs some space.
Yeah, so
Stop being a
Albus is gonna-
fucking baby, Albus.
stop being a wimp. So yeah, Albus is just going to kind of stomp out of there. And yeah, you guys won't see him.
Again,
He's out of the campaign.
He's gone. He ran away.
He's becoming a villain as we speak.
Oh, Fabula points then.
maybe
Please.
we'll find his body
Give me
in
my fabulous
Casimir.
point.
Okay. Steve, what are you up to during this?
I mean, I was kind of staying by Albus and seeing all this. I'm not going to follow him, though. I think he earned his a little bit of time away. He's going through a lot. So I'm just kind of like observing. Everybody's kind of checking in on the people. And I feel like I'm glad they're doing it, but I don't want to overwhelm them. Everybody's been through a lot. So I'm just kind of chilling.
Okay.
You know, it sucks. I think from Steve's perspective, it sucks that there was a guy we couldn't save, but like, I'm not gonna, he's not gonna kill himself over it. He's at his advanced age, he's used to losing people in war, and he knows that we did our best, and
Advanced age.
it is what it is. He's more concerned about supporting our group and being there for
Elder
us.
Steve. The Elder
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Elder Steve. Don't call him that, but yeah.
So full of wisdom
Yeah.
in his
He's so
age.
wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An ancient warrior.
Yeah. But I'm
Sharp.
also, I think.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna the last thing I'll say for Steve
Yeah.
is like, he's definitely ready for like, look, this is great. Yeah, checking on all them. We need to get going. So like, let's talk to Floria and
Floria.
get this show on the road. These people, we saved them, except for the ones we didn't, and the ones we didn't are dead. That like, so there's no, whatever. Can't help him anymore. So
Is
I
he
want to get on the
saying
road
this to
for
us?
Albus's sake. No.
Is he
Man-
saying this to
No.
us?
Man, this sword
this
is
how
making
you-
Steve a
that's
dick.
what your world?
I think
Yeah.
no, I'm not. So I'm not saying that. But what I think I would do is like I would wait for. So Jason, you're asking like what Sharp would do when we got through everybody. I think Steve would be like, all right, like Floria, what's next? Floria, what's next?
Folia.
Folia.
Folia, whatever your stupid name is.
Oh no.
Oh.
Sharp, what are you up to here?
I think in a very similar vein, like because Sharp is also still a little bit disoriented, she doesn't also want to overwhelm or like herself and even the other people. So she actually was kind of just hanging out, I guess, near Steve or just like observing kind of as things were going as much as she could. And just trying to more just observe and happy that people are alive.
Okay. People are alive. There's the Minotaur, the kind of, the aged one. He's, got some gray in his fur. He seems to be kind of confused, and it seems contemplative as he sort of looks over at everything and kind of sits in the stall. There's the cat folk. She's still rather quiet. You don't really hear her say anything. She just kind of sits and listens to things and whatnot, but just seems to kind of maybe pace a little bit, go back and forth, and unsure what to do. There was Eric. Eric went back to where he was and kind of seemed to sit with his thoughts. And then the rabbit folk probably approaches you two, Sharp and Steve, as you're just sort of standing out amongst things. And he kind of walks up to you too, and he goes, am I hearing things right? You folks went and helped us. You saved us from whatever this dream was, this nightmare.
Yeah, it was a group effort. We all worked together, but we're glad you're doing okay, and we're just happy to help.
He extends his hand up to you, Steve, to shake it. Do you take it?
I thought he was gonna like cup my cheek with his hand.
He's a very small rabbit folk. He's not very big, so no.
This is the first guy we saved, the warrior.
This is the first guy that you guys saved. Yeah. If you take his hand, he goes,
Is everybody? Go ahead.
No. What's your question?
You're just breaking up a lot. I think it's mine that's bad though, not you.
Jeeber gerber.
Jeeber gerber.
Gibberish to Sean.
Oh, was I sounding bad?
No.
I'm being an extra robot right now.
Okay, yeah. I'd love to shake his hand.
Okay, you shake his hand, and he takes it. It's a very enthusiastic shake for such a small little rabbit folk. He goes, I'm in your debt. Name's Baird. I can't say I really reckon I understand what happened with all this, but you good folk have done me a huge service here. What you suppose you'll be doing next about all this? Casimir is a terrible place right now. It's dangerous, but it's got to be stopped.
Exactly right. That's where we're headed. We're gonna see what we can do. We've learned a lot by helping you, and
yeah, you're going back.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind, I'd like to go with you, help you out.
What can you Ew, I'd hate to
I'm
put
a
you
fine
in
swordsman,
more
sir.
danger.
I assure you, a fine swordsman. I was able to hold them back last time, and if your people, your kind folks here, can keep this curse out of our head, I will lend you my sword, sir.
As Maisie asking, does this, like, the fact that he's already been, like, infiltrated or whatever, does that make him more vulnerable?
Or hearty.
Or less.
Yeah.
It's I mean, that's a good question, and that's probably one with a very complicated answer that I don't know that you would maybe be able to intuit or understand.
Okay.
Yeah, Sharp at least. Yeah.
Okay. I think Sharp would voice that question, just like to Steve and even the rabbit guy, like, is, something similar to that sense of, like, do you know if there could be a higher risk of you getting whatevered again going back?
If Steve doesn't answer, the rabbit folk will hop in.
Sorry, you're
in.
breaking up. Yeah, I think the rabbit folk answering is fine because I could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah, he just says, "Well, am I understanding you right though? You could lift the curse. Obviously, we're all in danger, except you, Missy, of the flesh curse. But whatever this is, you've got a cure. Yeah, you broke us from it."
This was in a very specific circumstance. We don't have, like, the ability to just go into people's minds whenever we want to, unfortunately.
And he kind of, his ears kind of perk, and he goes, "Eyes, is that how you did it? In my mind? Oh, no wonder you look a wee bit familiar. I've never seen you
Yeah.
before, though.
Yeah.
What did you see in my mind?"
Steve.
he was at the front lines and fighting. He was hurt. He was hurt badly.
Ask you something, friend. Do you have a family that you can get back to, or
Well, I've got
anyone
my family is rather well done, but no, I'm a wanderer, an adventurer like you, swordsman. Yeah.
Well, look, let me talk to the group, but if you are willing to lend us your sword, I can't see why not. You've seen it before, you have experience, you want to make a difference.
I do. I really do.
We can probably I think we can take every good sword that we can find.
You won't be disappointed. I assure you. And he kind of gives your hand a good, strong double shake. And he kind of goes back to the little stall that he was in.
Mhm.
To you, Gunnulf, Wolf goes, how are you doing, little papa?
Well, I'm exhausted. This took a lot out of me. I feel so tired but I guess I got more to do. I think I'm just running off of adrenaline here at this point.
And he kind of actually grabs your arm and kind of tries to help you to your feet. I assume you were still sitting down, and he goes, "Well, that's sometimes all you can really do. But look, there are Kestrel, I'm sure, agrees. But sometimes we need scars. Look at me, you see, but they are all lessons that you learn. You cannot win all the time and be the best that you can be. Sometimes you have to lose. It is the way of things.
Kestrel looks between the both of you, and it's unclear whether or not she actually agrees with you, but she's not going to contradict you.
I guess the biggest loser here is the terror. They might have gotten one, but we saved 5.
And he kind of gives you a stronger pat on the shoulder. He goes, exactly. The battle continues, always and forever.
Kestrel will echo that. She says, the war against terror is never ending, but we take our victories when we can have them.
It is wise, Kestrel, yes.
I feel like I wanna go see the check in on how everybody else is doing, but I think I might just take a nap on the road. This is... Oh, man.
Yeah, Kestrel is, like, she'll kind of, like, you know, reach out and try to stay, because obviously Wolf is sort of, like, holding him up a bit, too, but she'll kind of reach out and try to steady him, and she'll say, yeah, I think that, some of us are eager to go, but you should rest for sure.
Thank you, Wolf, and thank you, Kestrel. I couldn't do this without you guys, and just the feeling of saving who we could is lifting my spirits.
His spirits do not look lifted to me, but okay.
That's the spirit, yes.
And we'll kind of walk out of the stall to sort of join the others, you know?
Okay. So is everyone except Albus is kind of coming together. Folia is also there, and she's kind of taking a view of things and the different people there and whatnot. Dr. Caius is making his rounds, checking up on all of them, you know, making sure that they're in good health. And eventually he approaches Folia, and you know, he goes, well, they all seem to be in good enough shape, at least physically and mentally for the most part. Some residual trauma, I guess, from the ordeal, but whatever it was that was keeping them asleep, keeping them in that state, it has been lifted. You kept your promise. And he kind of gives a nod and reaches out to shake Folia's hand, and she shakes his, and she says, of course. It's what I said I would do, and as you can see, these sort of things are important. And she kind of looks to the rest of you. And she says, perhaps we should let them gather their thoughts and their things, and we can reconvene with them. And she sort of goes to leave the barn and kind of try to usher some of you out of there. Any of you guys want to stay, or do you want to all follow her?
I think I'm going to follow her because I'm very interested in getting her opinion on what's going on, and chatting with her in the aftermath. So I'll give, Gunoff a little pat on the shoulder, give Wolf a look, hey, just like hold him up if he needs help, and I don't say any of that though. I just, like a knowing look, and I'll just sort of slip off to go and join her.
I imagine Wolf and I'll be following, but the inconsolable inventor here, I just want to do like a little parting shot and be like, "Hey, remember what I said? Use
he
the
looks-
rest."
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's not gonna like recognize me or anything. He's just the familiarity and
Okay.
maybe something in his brain's like, remember what I said, because Gunolf he's feeling out of it, being so spiritually drained. It's like, remember what I said. It's time to make something beautiful.
And you can almost tell that he's about to ask what you're at, like, he's about to, like, his mouth kind of falls open, that like, what? But there's almost a look of recognition, and he kind of meets your gaze and kind of nods as he sniffles back some tears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't say anything though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everyone else following Albus is gone. He's in the ether. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody else though.
Albus has found a training dummy and is
Right.
just beating the hell out of it.
Destroying it.
Once
Mhm.
I've got it between my legs on the ground, I'm just swinging.
It's conspicuously what the shape of the guy, the inventor guy, right?
Yeah,
He's like a
precisely.
kobold.
Yeah, it's in the shape of a kobold for whatever reason.
Who can say? Okay, so Fulia kind of ushers all of you back into the cellar where you guys have done the ritual. She's got the table and a lot of the things scattered about the place. And she just says, well, it would seem, for the most part, that the ritual was a success. I could only track some of what was happening from my position within it, but how did things go?
Well, I think successful. Though it was difficult between all of us trying to save each of these individuals at once. We could not be in one place together, required us to split our attention. But we did succeed. Did you perceive the shape of terror from what you could see?
And she says, I feel as though the shape of terror is a thing ever moving and ever changing. I would say yes, but no. It lurked at the edges of my vision, attempting to not be seen. But it was there. I believe Pickle, she looks at it, and he kind of looks up at her. She goes, I believe Pickle saw more of it than I did, but... And she kind of smiles and just says, his own vision is perhaps different than mine. But why do you ask?
I only wish for one person outside of us to understand what the instincts look like, so that they can begin to combat it on their own. I hope that only one person understands. We have met so many, and and I tell them about the instincts, and nobody understands or seems to even have heard of what I talk about. It was important to me that you understand, so that maybe here you can begin to fix or research, or I don't know, begin to figure out ways to fight on your own side the nature of terror, but also curiosity.
And she sort of says, if you are looking for an ally against this, someone to believe that these are real, I assure you, Kestrel, I very much believe that these are real. While the nature of terror hid from my sight, I very much saw it to be a very real thing. I assure you of that. And I will do what I can to see if I can assist you in trying to protect us from this and from the others, especially this curiosity that I do not yet know. Or perhaps it best that I not. The others, what can you tell me of the other instincts? Now that I've seen this one, you've described the others in the dreamscape, uh, the symptoms. What are things that I should be looking for?
When terror scuttles and flees and avoids your sight, anger is loud and all-consuming. It tries to stomp and attack. It lashes out. It is filled with not malice or evil, but it is filled with power and a need to break and to defend itself. It is very, very dangerous.
And Wolf kind of follows what you said by saying, it is many arms, claws, muscles. It is reaching out, breaking, and harming.
Lashing out,
nods.
yes, lashing out always with claw and muscle and strength. But hunger is teeth and maws. It tries to consume everything, not to harm, but to satiate an endless need. It is a consuming feeling. The dark thing that you saw that scuttled away tries to envelop and absorb. But curiosity, that one is harder to describe because I do not exist with curiosity. My brother does not exist with curiosity. It does not exist within our spirits, within our kin spirit. So it is harder to quantify, but curiosity is defined by a watchful gaze. If you ever feel watched, Folia, perhaps curiosity is looking upon you.
And Wolf echoes that by saying, many eyes, always watching, trying things that should not be tried. Folia goes, I see. Okay. There's terror, hunger, anger, curiosity. Did I miss it? Did you get the other one? Or did you skip the
Is
other
there another one?
There is another one.
What is the other one? Remind me.
There's the like sensation, the comfort.
Yeah, it's just like we don't really touch on that one a whole lot, so
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I probably am not going to mention that one because I don't know how to describe that one.
Okay.
Roz
That's fine.
has her fingers kind of up on her temple at this point, whether that's because she's in thought or because she's not thrilled with how things went with Albus. Who knows? But she goes, Kestrel, I'm trying to piece this together. I've at least now seen the dream world, the spirit world of sorts, but have the instincts worked like this in the past? Do they regularly cooperate with one another to take advantage of victims? Because what happened in Casimir seems different than what I assume has happened in the past. Can the instincts play off of one another when victims are susceptible from one, another can pounce?
And that's a complicated question, and I kind of like give a searching look to Wolf, but then I will try to answer. Well, in the grove, the flesh curse, as you call it, the fleshy beasts that live there, they don't really cooperate. They sometimes attack together, but they don't really possess an intelligence, really. It's instinct, it's just impulse. They act in accordance to their nature, but they don't coordinate the way they are in Casimir with curiosity. I
But Wolf nods and goes, but I have seen many times that some of them, they do not know the word. They take advantage of what the others do. They only care for themselves and their own things, what they are. But it would not surprise me if the others make themselves known amongst this chaos that curiosity is making.
I will say, curiosity is doing things we do not see in the grove and interacting with gods and interacting with the other instincts. It seems its intelligence tries to pull things together, other entities, into these more deliberate strikes.
I was just wondering if we had more reason to be concerned than we thought. If this was unusual, or if it was just because what happened in Casimir was so tragic that it opened more opportunities than normal for other instincts to swoop in.
I do not know what happened in Casimir to open them up to the influence of terror, but I can only assume.
And Wolf kind of nods to that as well. He just sort of says, the instincts, they do not get along, but they are connected. They are a part of the flesh of the whole. Where one goes, so do others. I would not be surprised if what curiosity does opens a way for the others as well. And this even gets a bit of a worried nod from Folia. She seems to be understanding what Rosalind is saying. But she goes, well, now that I have seen at least one of them, and glimpses of what some of the others can do, at least from what you've said, I will be on the lookout for it. I suppose I will ask, what are your plans, given how things went? I see that we were not able to save everyone. Tragedy, to be sure, but you saved many others. Others who would not have been saved were it not for your action. I myself would not have been able to save them, but you all did. And that means something. Take heart in that. Especially your friend, and she knows, like, she makes note that Albus isn't there, and she goes, I hope this has not been too much for him.
We need to go to Casimir for him. You can hear that Gunolf is getting more and more tired as we go along. We need to go there, and we need to be able to save more people, and if nothing else, that we need to be there for him as we go, because there's no stopping us. That we need to make our way to Casimir. It's just we need to be able to go there and save more people, and we need to be there for to make sure he stays of sound mind.
Yeah, I would have liked to have saved everyone. We did the best we could, and we helped a lot of people. For me, this tells me that it's possible. It means that we can maybe bring people back from the brink. It might be difficult, it might be dangerous, because that felt like that was a threat to us in there as well, but maybe we can help Albus's people, the ones that are not too far beyond saving. Maybe there's a way to get through to Myru. This at least shows us that with great effort and help from allies that we were not expecting, it could be doable. and that's something. I'm trying to cling to something here.
And just to, I mean, it seems like all of these infections seem to be stemming from Casimir. The tiger folk in Lighthaven, the dreamers here, all come from Casimir, and maybe what we do there, as much as I want to help Ausbus, but maybe also we could stop the spread if we fix what is wrong there.
And Folia thinks, she says, well, at the very least, Casimir has proven to be a thorn in our side. Without knowing the true nature of what's happening there, I don't know if defeating that threat will have an impact on any of the others, but I will say, given what I know, what little rumors, what hearsay, I do not believe that this threat is limited only to Casimir. But if this is a battle that must take place in the spiritual world, or in the astral, as well as the physical, then perhaps what you do there will be a greater step than just one town.
Maybe.
Without knowing...
Well,
You got something to say? Sorry, I could keep going forever.
no, I was gonna say Floria. Folia, do you this ritual and what it takes to bring them out? Do we have we learned something today. We've made progress. If your research is more clear now, is there something that we can take with us or that you can arm us with that could help us subdue anyone that we see, make them more susceptible to curing them from this affliction? The idea of incapacitating them and bringing them back here, I think, is far-fetched. It's unlikely. But if there's something that we can administer in the field, or if we've made any progress on that, that would surely help our efforts.
And she nods. She says, well, I can offer what I can, but young Kestrel, should you run into any more of those afflicted by terror, your ability to touch their own minds should be enough to help them. You wouldn't need me, she says, looking to Steve, to help those afflicted by terror. As for curiosity, I'm sorry, I don't know. I've not yet encountered it yet. And
Even
Wolf
that would be a huge help.
Wolf just says, the only way to defeat curiosity is to smash it, break its eyes, deny it what it wants to see. And Folia just goes, that may very well be true.
We lost a Sean.
Oh,
Sean!
I don't know why he logged out. He said he had to change, but I don't know why he logged out.
He probably turned off his camera.
Turned off his camera.
What a goober.
that.
He's still here.
Jason's
That
leaning over. I
ruined
must be
stuff.
seen. I must be
Silly
seen.
butt.
Hello, I'm the DM. Well, with that, I think we'll take a break.
I'm the
As we are
DM.
discussing what
Sean.
to do, barring...
Everybody, we're now level 20.
No, get out of here.
Don't tell
This
Sean,
DM
though.
doesn't agree. This is
Don't
a
tell
democracy of DMs.
Don't tell Sean.
But yeah, we'll reconvene as you guys discuss your next steps and everything from there. So